we're going to talk about the analysis of Indian cosmetic industry through PESTEL. To begin with the political factors, in India before 2011, it was not made mandatory by the government of India to register and enroll the foreign manufactured products, which led to companies dumping their unsafe products in India and selling them illegally. This led to the framing of Indian government policies to regulate the Indian cosmetic market and to maintain the safety standards of the products being sold and manufactured in India. Today, the cosmetics are registered under the Central Drug Organization, and the Bureau of Indian Standards prescribe them standards for the materials to be used in the production. The government has become stricter with its norms and regulations, and today all the products before they get launched, the manufacturers and the importers need to seek approval for their safety and effectiveness. The government has also banned the testing of these products on animals. Now for the economic factors, the current market value of Indian cosmetic industry is USD 6.5 billion, and it is expected to grow at a CAGR of 25% till 2025. It is also forecasted that by 2025, Indian cosmetic industry will contribute to the 5% of the total cosmetic market in the world. So what has led to this massive growth is the increase in the purchasing power parity of consumers and the increase in the disposable income of women, who form the major consumer in the cosmetic segment. The increase in awareness of beauty products and the normalization of grooming products have drastically changed the consumption pattern of Indian consumers. Another factor contributing to the massive economic rise of the Indian cosmetic industry is the advent and the penetration of internet in India. The online retail markets have further boosted the Indian cosmetic industry.
We now move on to the social dimension of the PESTEL analysis. The success or failure of a cosmetic product depends on the consumer's perception that it would make him or her more attractive. This perception of attractiveness is a function of society, culture, and time frame of the purchase. Demographic and cultural aspects form a part of the social factors. These factors influence the size of the potential market and customer needs. Some of the social factors that influence the cosmetic industry are health consciousness. The consumers have now become more health conscious and hence prefer buying products that are organic in nature. Keeping this trend in mind, manufacturers are avoiding using chemicals that may harm the consumer's health, keeping in mind their safety. Cultural aspects are also an important factor that influence consumer behavior. If a product contains animal products, vegans may opt out of buying such products. Also, religious aspects and values may be another factor that influences consumer buying patterns. Research and studies have highlighted that hedonism and status value have a highly significant relationship with attitude, whereas usage behavior is influenced by materialism and status value. Heightened social responsibility in the current day has made consumers look for products that follow the norms that are stipulated. For example, consumers prefer buying products which are not tested on animals and which have lesser plastic packaging. Brand loyalty is an important factor. Customers will try an assortment of products until they find the right one. But once they do, they stop looking. They become brand loyalists. Brand loyalty is something that is unshakable and it spreads horizontally. So once a customer likes, say, a shampoo from a particular brand, if that company launches a moisturizer, they may opt to buy that moisturizer. And it's not a leap to say they would like any other product that the company will launch. We will now look at the technological aspects of the PESTEL. Initially, brands would rely on advertising through television, radio, and newspapers. But now, with the progress of technology, brands use social media marketing to reach their customers. People all over the world are rampantly using social media platforms, and hence it is easier for companies to capture a wider market. Using new technological advancements, companies are also moving towards starting their own natural product lines, which is products which are more eco-friendly. New devices are now being invented which aid customers in understanding what are the problems and what beauty products they must then opt for. For example, the smart hairbrush allows customers to detect the quality of hair and the scalp, and it helps beauticians give good quality advice to their customers. Another example is of technology used to elevate the efficiency of beauty products. For example, in skin creams, proteins are used which are derived from stem cells in order to prevent aging of skin. Thus, we see that the cosmetic industry is becoming increasingly technology-driven.
The legal factors. The cosmetics industry of India is regulated by the Drugs and Cosmetics Act of 1940 and the label declarations by the BIS or the Bureau of Indian Standards. Under this act, there are various restrictions. For example, restrictions on the use of products containing colors, dyes, pigments that are not specified under the schedule of BIS, or the import or use of products containing lead or arsenic. For manufacturing of the products, the Act has laid down a procedure under which the manufacturers have to get a license, and they have to make sure that the entire production is done under the supervision of a trained and qualified technical staff. An inspection is ordered by the licensing authority, at the end of which the decision to grant or reject the license is made. Also, all cosmetic products that are to be imported for sale in India need to be registered with the Central Drugs Standard Control Organization. The main aim of this registration is to minimize the sale of substandard beauty products in India by traders who are not accountable or have no mechanism to be responsible for for products with which customers are not satisfied with. This act is punitive in nature, so if the rules and provisions of this act are not complied with, it can lead to severe consequences such as fines, imprisonment, or both. Next, environmental factors. Most beauty products contain chemical components in them which give them their shelf life and also give them the texture that is desired in these products. However, these components are not breakable, so they do not break down and accumulate in our ecosystem. Next, another major issue is of packaging. Mostly the packaging used is plastic, which leads to high amounts of plastic waste in landfills and ocean. Also, the cardboard that is used for enveloping serums, moisturizers, or perfumes, they contribute to the loss of acres of forest each year. But nowadays, there has been a shift, there has been an increase in the demand for natural ingredients, keeping in mind the side effects of chemicals. But a problem arises when the companies, they try to source natural ingredients as quickly and as cheaply as possible, as this leads to unsustainable production. For example, greater use of pesticides or other harmful. So also producing mindlessly on a large scale for the use of these natural ingredients like mining of minerals or other petroleum based products, they lead to disruption of our ecosystem and depletion of our non-renewable energy sources.
So here we are going to discuss about the value chain analysis of the cosmetic industry. It involves the following steps. Number one is input to the production, which includes production of the raw materials and ingredients for the product, and also the packaging components of the finished final product. Number two is manufacturing, which includes the following components like administration, accounting, business services, legal services, and last but not the least, the finishing of the final product. Number three is transportation of the final product to the distribution and wholesale sector. Number four, movement of the product to the retail sales, which includes the movement of the product to the retail sales and as well as the purchase. And number five is the buying of the products. It can be done from different stores, different sources like online stores, retail stores, pharmaceutical stores, and pharmaceutical stores and beauty salons.
Hello, today we are going to talk about an Indian cosmetic brand and its growth and evolution. It was the early 1950s, India had just won her freedom and the economy was shaky. Upper middle class women were spending on Western cosmetics, while the more middle class women had no access to quality makeup because of the non-availability in the Indian market. The then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru approached J.R.D. Tata and he asked him to come up with a solution. Tata took on the challenge to come up with an Indian cosmetic brand which can attract a whole range of consumers. The biggest difficulty was to come up with a brand identity that appealed to both classes of women. He then settled on the name Lakme, the name which was taken from French opera. Funnily, the name in the Western take is for the Indian goddess of wealth, Lakshmi. But then Lakshmi lipstick and Lakshmi kajal would have never worked, and the Indian ladies who were more used of buying the foreign cosmetics, they wanted a chic name. This being the first time an Indian cosmetic company was being founded, extensive market research went into determining the needs of the Indian skin and color. Experts were hired from every field, and in 1952, Lakme was found as a 100% subsidiary of Tata Oil Mills. Observing the rapid growth in the retail sector, Tata sold Lakme to Hindustan Unilever in 1996 for 200 crore. In the Brand Trust Report of 2012, Lakme was ranked on the position of 104 among the India's most trusted brands. The following year, Lakme climbed up to 71st rank, and the following year, Lakme was on 36th. This shows that Lakme has a good brand strategy. Lakme was the country's first cosmetic brand, and to introduce itself, the makeup to Indian women, and it takes pride to being an expert in beauty over 50 years. It is a complete beauty brand spanning color cosmetics and skincare and extending to beauty services through the network of Lakme beauty salons. Lakme brand is worth more than 1000 crore in revenue as of now.
Evolution of Lakme. Lakme business segments has been divided into three categories: skincare, makeup, and Lakme salons. Target. Lakme has tried to target youth and upper middle sections of the society. They have tried to grab the attention of the age group of 35 to 55 years of women, as they think that they are primarily concerned with their beauty and preventing skin aging. So they heavily spend on beauty and skincare products. Implementation. Lakme, under Lakme Liver Private Limited, holds 360 Lakme salons under its name, out of which 300 salons have been franchised ones and 60 salons are controlled and operated by the company. Second, Lakme Nail Art. They have tried to collaborate with US company and use their technology to provide bouquet of services and products to their customers, like nail extension, nail art, thus providing a product mix to the customers and extending its reach. Third implementation, Lakme Fashion Week. Lakme Fashion Week is one of the biggest events of the cosmetic industry, thus creating a great reach to its customers. Fourth, the introduction of Lakme Map Pro app, which was introduced in March 2015. The app provides users one-on-one interaction with the company, thus by using augmented reality, so that they can have a direct experience of beauty and looks. For now, there have been 650,000 downloads for this app, and they have been used by 40 million customers. Overall, we can say that there has been 1,000 stores of Lakme and 40,000 direct retail stores, which the company has tried to maintain the reach. So we can say that Lakme has a great overall presence in the cosmetic industry in India, and thus it makes it